Alright, even though it's Rhino figure, it's a great looking figure. There are a few problems with him, especially around the range of motion. For the neck, the legs, and even the chest area. And I did a couple of well, so far I did one modification and going to show you guys other modifications that I'm gonna do. Well, first, the legs. If you want, it's an easy mod. All you have to do is heat up the thigh area, heat up basically this section here, and what you want to do once you heat it up, most likely with hair dryer on high, on hot, for about I would say about a good 45 seconds or so. Then this whole section would soften up a little bit, and what you want to do is use a knife and carved out a section like about that much, and it'll give him a way better range of motion. As you can see right here, the side, I didn't do anything to this side, but I did cut this side. I'll show you what it looks like without that piece. And here you can see I cut out only that tiny piece, and the range of motion is definitely a little bit better. Now he could bend his leg a little further, and for him to look like he is charging towards you. And the other modification I'm about to do is the neck. Basically, it's on a ball joint, and what I'm about to do is I'm gonna cut off a little section off the front of his head, the base of his head. I'm gonna cut off a little section right there, just so the rod could have a better clearing over this section, so he could bend his neck forward a little bit more. Most likely, I'm not gonna touch the base of this neck here, because I don't see the reason to. Because I think the top part, as long as I could cut this portion out just a little bit, so the peg could move forward a little bit more, should be sufficient enough for his head to lean forward. You can't really have him go backwards that much because it is hindered by this whole section here. But if you soften up this neck piece, you kind of bend him back a little bit, and then this piece of plastic, once it cools, it's gonna stay in shape. So you could actually force it a little bit, so his neck could pry back a little bit more, and it should be able to stay in that position. But let me work on this now. Alright, here you can see a section of the socket has been carved out, mainly this section right there. So now the peg could move forward even more. So I'm gonna pop the head back on and see how far down he could look now. Alright, as far as looking up, now he could do this high up. And for looking down, this is how far he could look. As you can see, if you're standing him straight, you just clearly see he does have a better look to it now, because his head could tilt down a little bit more. He's more menacing while he's standing as well. And you will have a little bit of a gap now, since you soften up the plastic and you try to bend the plastic back a little bit. Now you definitely see a gap on the back of his neck, and also in the front of his neck. You can see the socket right there. Alright, and here's Rhino with the modification, and you can see his leg could bend pretty far forward, and his neck, now he looks more like he's running towards you, charging towards you, instead of just standing. Here he is with the modification. I should bend his leg back a little bit more so it looks like he's running. And as for standing, just looking cool, as you can see with his head forward, it makes him definitely more menacing. So yeah, a couple of simple modification you could also do at home But do realize that if try not to heat this thing up for too long, because you might melt the plastic if you aren't careful with it. Normally I say the legs, yeah, about 45 seconds, and the neck I would say about first time if you're trying to pop the head off, I would say about a minute or so, 45 seconds to a minute, and then you'll have to force it out. You will have to really pry that thing out, because there's a huge hunk of plastic here. And I want to work on the chest, but I am not exactly sure how this thing was constructed, and I don't want to ruin this guy. So as far as modification, I think these two should be enough for me, as of now, at least. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to drop me a PM or a comment down below, and I'll try to help you as best as I can. And there you go. Thanks for watching.